is at his best when the run game is going and he doesn't have to carry the run game. Get it! Oh, no! Cooper Beebe sends the win in the next win.
The offensive line is the backbone of a successful NFL offense. Whether it be excavating holes for the running back and other runners, or being security and insurance for a quarterback. This position group ultimately quantifies the meaning of sacrifice and embodying the phrase, the first blamed and the last congratulated, which is the motto of this channel. Now, the Dallas Cowboys offensive line has been scrutinized heavily this season, and some of it is very much warranted. I have been on the record solely blaming the offensive line for the offensive struggles. Of course, with breakdowns in protections and lack of togetherness in the run game, but all of this was really predicted since half of the offensive line are rookies, being Tyler Guyton and who we are spotlighting this video, Cooper Beebe. Now, in order to truly understand Cooper Beebe, we need to go back and take a look at his scouting report when he was coming out in the NFL draft. In the report, it mentions him being stout, great in the pass protections, an anchor, a brawler, and tough, and literally like he was born for the trenches. Also, it highlights that he played multiple positions. He was very versatile, wasn't tied down. He had experience pretty much at every position in the offensive line. That's a key here. It also mentions that he was a very smart football player and incredibly strong. All in all of the scouting reports show that he was a formidable prospect, actually one of the best, especially with that class being heavy tackle. The interior lineman took a back seat and he was pretty much at the top and he fell down all the way to us. We should be incredibly lucky for the stroke of luck of us getting a quality prospect in Cooper Beebe late in the draft. Now, let's go over his weaknesses. His weaknesses states that he tends to rise in the blocking, typically, later in the games, not early on. It also states that he struggles in movement in space. There are some of these weaknesses you can faintly see in his game today. But why I bring this up? They painted him as a top tier offensive lineman prospect. At the beginning of the year, he was literally slightly way far from it. But why is that? I think I understand why. He changed positions. Now, I understand he has experience in all of the position groups, tackle, guard, and center, but we must keep in mind his tackle reps were limited and his center reps were limited. It's just something to put on the resume that makes you more, pleasing to the eye. But that doesn't mean he comes in and he's already pro ready and ready to go and compete with the best of the best at those positions. More importantly, we need to understand the mental curve, or the curve in general, when converting from a guard to a center, and the mental implications that come with playing center. Along with snapping the ball, you have to set protections, set double teams in the run game, and literally be the genius, be the nucleus for the offensive line. You are an extension of the quarterback, so you have to be able to process information at an alarming rate. You're literally acting as a CPU. But Beebe was mainly playing guard in college. He didn't have to process as much. It was more fluent to him. He can process the information relatively easy, but it wasn't fluid. He was not asked to move to a position full-time until now at the pro level, going up against pro level competition. We must understand that this is a natural steep learning curve. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was confident from the start. I was one of the ones from camp that was literally, screaming from the top of my lungs, why are we fooling with this competition between Beebe and Hoffman? We had a center last year in Tyler Biadasz, and we saw what he was. He was a hat-on-hat guy, not getting much movement, a stalwart in the middle. Hoffman, in my opinion, at the center position, from what we known until then, I feel like Beebe was giving us much more. Now I know he had the snapping issues, but he's gotten over that. But in all, I wanted Beebe because he had more strength, more girth, and more anchor to his game. I was also more confident because, and shout out to Boss Cowboy Sports, I watched the Final Word when they had Tom Beebe come on, Cooper Beebe's father, and he went over, you know, just their history and the way they attack the game of football. And I'm gonna be honest, hearing him and how they view the game, I knew it would be a constant incline when it came to the improvement, because it's the way his father was able to talk about the game and recall like specific drives, specific situations, specific games, and in specific times. Like, that was music to my ears, like from a football savant point of view, because you only do that when you care about the game that much. And you can only imagine the conversations these guys be having in the morning just over cereal. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can only see that this football family will not rest until the edges are smoothed out when it comes to his game. They don't rest. He talks about it, how he was a freshman and he was struggling here in a Texas Tech game, and he couldn't rest until those, you know, those kinks were smoothed out. This family will continue to work until production meets a certain level of efficiency. What am I trying to say? Cooper is smarter and smart enough to correct what he's been doing wrong early in the season. I'll give you one instance. In the Browns game, he struggled with the 50 protection, the half-man slide, and it was mainly due to the speed of the game, the quality of competition. I got pointed out a play how he left his all-pro guard or former all-pro guard, Zach Martin, too soon, and Zach Martin never had the block, and Dalvin Tomlinson wrecks Dak Prescott. Later on in the season, you can see him actually stay until Zach Martin takes over, and now we're seeing a steady improvement, and I'm seeing it game in for game out. Another problem he had, he struggled and he got picked on immensely with stunts, TE stunts, will be tackle stunts, immensely, and they picked on him because of the speed of the game. And all I was preaching that it's not much of a, you know, it's literally about film and just rubbing it out. The more you see it, the easier it will get. And I feel like I trusted Beebe to accommodate and catch up to the speed of the game, and now teams don't even try him. They'll immediately get killed. He's seeing it before it's happened. He's seen it before. He's growing immensely, and even in this season, even with all that's going on in this season. They also talked about how he's not getting out in space. Well, we just seen from this previous game him pulling at the center position and moving well. I noticed it a couple of games back when they do the crack toss, and he was getting out, being the kick block, and even in the screens, you can see him catching up to his man body, catching up to his physique, catching up to the speed of the game. And it's honestly, as a offensive lineman savant, it's been beautiful to watch. Beautiful. I am saying this, Cowboys Nation, I am truly proud of what Beebe has done thus far. Even in this environment, he has stayed the course, he has gotten better, and he has sticking to his roots and fundamental from his family. I can only imagine the video going around from the summer of how he knew he had to get better at snapping, and his mom was out there with him snapping the ball. Like, this family, they care about the game that much. You feel me? All it took was a little bit more time for Beebe to cook in the pot and getting to his true ultimate form in the evolution. In my opinion, he is on his way, slowly but surely, to becoming an all-pro center. That's been my time. Cowboys fans, as you know in this video, we do it for the people who are first blamed and last congratulated. Peace.